Kia ora. Happy New Year to everybody. My name's Jill. I am also known as Tea and a Yarn on Ravelry and Instagram. This is Cup of Tea and a Yarn, where I sit and chat about what I'm making. I hope you enjoyed our little trip across. Well, that was not really the whole thing, but some of the footage was from going across the inter-islander ferry on New Year's Day. So we were in Picton for New Year, and we took the ferry from Picton, top of the South Island, to Wellington at the bottom of the North Island on New Year's Day. And it was a beautiful day, beautiful crossing. Sounds like it's really windy, but it's not. I'll see if I can turn that wind down when I do my editing. Yeah, that was really cool. At the end, I'll pop some of the video I took from going on the Coastal Pacific train. So just finished our holiday, obviously. We'd flown to Christchurch and we'd caught the Coastal Pacific train, which is a train that goes from Christchurch up to Picton. About a 5-hour train journey. It's one of New Zealand's really cool train journeys. Goes through lots of nice pasture land and hills and countryside. Then it goes up along the coast. We saw seals, we saw dolphins jumping out there in the ocean. It was very cool. Yeah, and then, as I say, picked them for New Year, and then we took the ferry across to Wellington. We just got back last night. And it's work tomorrow, which is really sucky because I don't really feel like going to work tomorrow. I could have done it with another week off, I think. I haven't had time to play with my blending board, which my blending board I got for Christmas. But I have done quite a lot of knitting, so let me take you through my knitting stuff. Teddy has a head. Yay! So this is the sock yarn teddy bear made from Shopple wool Admiral Druck, and it's an iron harless recipe. The face I did with some leftovers that I had. That was a purple sprouting. So it's kind of like an off-white, so it's slightly grey. It was a purple sprouting merino sock yarn. He's got a very soft face. The rest of him's not so soft, but he's quite cute, I think. As I say, I did all of the bits all different, so there we go. There he is. And I really enjoyed making him. Very cool. He's done. Hopefully the parents and the child will like it. And my other finished object, which was one of my I'd like to get finished ones, which along with that one is my socks. So these are the Geek Socks by W.S. Lyon, and it's in Mrs. Peacock yarns in the library. This yarn is very, very nice. Feels really soft, really lovely. Afterthought heel. I'm going to have to do some little stitching because I've still got holes, which is really annoying. The what do you call those things? The seamy things. Kitchen stitch was okay. I ended up doing a 3-needle bind off on one of the heels because I dropped some stitches on the kitchen stitch and I just got so confused. It was easier just to do a 3-needle bind off, and I don't know why I haven't done that before because that was way easier and you can't tell the difference. Well, I don't think you can tell the difference. Can you tell which one was done with a Kitchener and which was done with a 3-needle bind? I can't. They both feel as blobby, but not as blobby as the last ones I did like this. Yeah, so my only issue with these is the tiny little holes. Just part of the afterthought heel thing. Obviously you need to pick up the little extra ones. I mean, they are only really small and you have to kind of look, but I know they're there. Although that one's a bit bigger. Otherwise, really nice pattern, really nice yarn. Love them. Great. And they're finished. My other ones that I've finished on my other thing that I finished. I actually didn't show you what I was making. So I've been making this for about a month, and it was just to do every so often. So I started it when my mum and dad were here, and yeah, it is the Mount Pleasant top. So it's a little crop top, and it's got really pretty lace at the bottom. It's a bottom up, and then you kind of split and do the split for the armholes and that sort of thing. I've made it with Holstgarn. It's the 50, no, it's not 50, 70, 30, so 30% silk, 70% wool. I like the yarn, I like the pattern, except it's too short. I measured it and I added on longer than she would have had, but when I put it on, it's even shorter than my other shorter ones. Like, it's measurement wise, it's longer than, for instance, my Soldatna, but when I put it on, it's shorter than that, and it only just covers my boobs. I mean, it's what I wanted it for was just to cover up my shoulders when I was wearing like a sundress. So, I mean, it will do that because it's not like I'm going to be, it's a dress I've got on underneath. I'm not showing my boobs off. So it is wearable. It's probably not as wearable as it could be if it was just a couple of inches longer. Saying that though, I probably won't frog it because I already frogged a jersey last week already before I went away. So yeah, I'll see. I'm not expecting it to grow, but I'll see how much wear I get out of it. I do have some more of this yarn. I mean, I could just rip back and sew it up. I mean, I could just rip back to the underarms and just do an extra couple of inches and then do the arms again. I really enjoyed making it. It was really quick and easy. Did I tell you what that one was called? It's called Mount Pleasant by Megan. Oh, I can't read her word. I can't read my writing. It's called Mount Pleasant anyway. It's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It's not going to hurt me to rip back, is it, to the armholes? I'll see how I feel. But that's my other whip. So I had 3 whips. That's exciting, isn't it? My other whips are normal. So I've still got my thingy cowl. Let's see. I've still got my Page of Wands cowl. I've still got my Clara Jane cardigan. I could have finished that. I didn't. I'm still doing my cat squares. Haven't done anything on them either. So yeah, a bit slack on my other whips. But I think having 2 that you knew about finished and 1 new one, hooray! The other whips I've got. I have a couple of, these ones are my socks. So these are the Sassy socks, which is by W.S. Leong in a man-made fibre. So W.S. Leong is a New Zealand designer. So I've done probably about that much on these. I knit on these on Boxing Day when we were driving over to Mum and Dad's. So just a little bit. Yeah, probably about an inch maybe. It's so pretty. Yeah, little holes in them. So they were the Sassy socks. Really liking it, really loving the yarn. Kind of thinking whether I do a fleagle heel because I know I won't get holes, or whether I should follow the pattern. This pattern has a heel flap and gusset. I could. I mean, it's going to be more... I'm getting better at picking up stitches, so maybe I should try the heel flap and gusset. Anyway, same Doctor Who bag. Okay. So that's my first whip. I've got another couple of whips I'll show you which are new cast-ons. This one I've nearly finished. This is called Shark Teeth. And Shark Teeth is... Oh, if I start to the middle of it. damn it, stopped it in the middle of a row. So this is by Handmade by Smine, S-M-I-N-E. She's from Auckland, and I started this on our holiday. This has been my holiday knitting. So this has been knit on planes and trains and boats. It's quite fun. I'm doing it in the it's a pretty much a one skein shawl with an accent colour, and the accent colour looks like shark's teeth. I've nearly finished it. Like if I was doing this time tomorrow, I may have finished it, because I've only got like this much of my main colour left, and you knit till your main colour's gone, and then you do some more shark teeth as the bind off using the contrast colour. My main colour is a purple sprouting yarn called Lunacy. Just shark teeth, Lunacy, yeah. It is her super sock, which is 75% merino, 25% nylon. Lunacy. I liked the name of it because it was, as well as the colours. So I've had this one in my stash for a while. I can't remember if I bought it at Vibratron or not. Maybe the first, not this year, but the one before. Yeah. So that's that. The contrasting colours I'm using, I just finished one, and I'm using some of my Christmas Advent. So I wasn't sure how much it would have, so I have got 3 of the mini skeins here. And it's quite hard because I've taken some meterage off to make my pom-poms. That's also still a work in progress. I've got 4 more to do. That was a little aside. But because I've taken some off to do my pom-poms, I wasn't sure how much yarn there was. I got 3 of the skeins that are kind of similar, and that they would graduate tone. So the first one, I don't know if you can see it, had a little bit of different colours in. So it was mainly this colour as a base, but it had some hints of other colours. And now I'm into this one, so it's going to end with this one because I've only just started on that pink. Yeah. Yeah, so Lunacy and Shark's Teeth, which I was knitting on the coastal Pacific, which I thought was quite fun, whilst looking at dolphins and seals. So yeah, it's just the last little bit. If I hadn't gone to the grocery store today, I probably would have finished it. But yeah, so that's been my holiday knitting. Because I did want to do the sassy socks, but because that's got the graph, I didn't want to lose my spot unless I wanted to enjoy my holiday without, some kind of mindless-ish almost knitting, because that's very easy, without having to think too much. So yeah, so whilst this has a pattern, it's a very simple one to memorize, and yeah, just knit away. The other cast on I've done, and I did this one on the day after Boxing Day, and this is what I've decided to do with the majority of my Advent minis. Well, the majority, 9 of them. It's quite, wow, 25 Advent minis. It's like quite amazing. The options are so big. So some of it went into the shark's tooth one, and I'm using 9 of them in this, which is maybe upside down, could be this, which is a Stephen West pattern called Painting Waves. So I'm just doing I picked up really the random colours, so not the ones that were too variegated, but some of them are obviously in there. And my main colour is one I had already, which is one that I was gifted really kindly. And it's a Black Forest Yarns Merino. There's 200 grams here. So it's a 4-ply and it's 700 meters. So that's called Boysenberry. So it's going to be Boysenberry Ripple. This is my painting waves. I really like how it looks. So it does one set of colours and then you add another wave in. So then there'll be another one. And I've just started the other wave here. See, you've got another stitch marker thing. But it's looking really cool. I really like how it's turning out. Yeah. So yeah, painting waves by, oh, that's the wrong way around. I really like how it's turning out on both sides. Yeah, painting waves by Stephen West. And honestly, with Stephen West, because he does that eye cords or the edges, you know, you can carry the boysenberry along, and the ends are kind of easy to catch in as well. So I've been doing them as I've been going. Most of them. Just like this one now. Yeah. So that's my other cast on. Yes, as I with the Advent Minis, I still have my my pom-poms, which I've got, yeah, I think I've my last 4 or 5 to make, and then I just need to pop them into a garland. I'm wondering whether I get whether I do a chain, like a crochet chain for the garland behind, or whether I get some specific yarn for that. I haven't really thought about it. Anyway, so that's that. So they're all my whips. My other one I was going to take with me, which I didn't in the end because I had to share my suitcase with Andrew, and he's a bit takes up a lot of room. Big shoes. Was my sewing. So I was going to take my my Jennifer Pudney one, my Wind Dancer, which I did start, and I've done my first row of colour on. I've started on the side. I'll just go across. Yeah. I did stuck my bits on. Stuck my bits. I sorted my colours and I stuck them next to where all the numbers are so that I can do my numbers. Yeah. So there we go. That's started. It looks like that's been printed on a bit conky. So this one goes out a bit further here. So I might just do one more line because otherwise it's quite like where that is. The picture at the back is still kind of, I don't know, about 4 rows away, but it's straight on this side. So yeah, I think it's, yeah, straight on that side. It was just the side that was a bit conky. It depends whether I want the whole of the mound at the bottom or whether it can just cut off there, which I suppose it could. It won't matter. I did need to wear my glasses, which I was a bit perturbed about. I have just been and got new reading glasses, but and I thought, oh, I can see the holes there. I could just like, but no, I can't do that anymore. I do need my reading glasses to do my sewing, which is unfortunate. So that's that. Okay, so they're all my works in progresses, apart from the usual ones. I have frogged the majority of the diaphanous raglan. So the diaphanous raglan was a is a V-neck raglan, and which you knit with holding together a 4-ply and a mohair. I was using a sari from Purple Sprouting, and also the merino was from Purple Sprouting. Anyway, you knit it all together apart from the sleeve, and the sleeve is just done in the mohair. I got to about just under my like where my bra sits at the bottom, and I thought, oh, I'm going to run out of the 4-ply, and it's looking really enormous. So I tried it on, and it was really enormous, and I wouldn't have had enough of the 4-ply to finish, which is wrong because I should have had extra based on the pattern. So obviously my gauge was not working. I did do it in the needle size that they said, which is probably wrong for me, and I did a medium, which would have been wrong as well because it already had space built in. Oh, yeah. I probably should have done a small, maybe even an extra small. As I'm ripping it out, I probably also should check. I might do some measurements. I'll do that. I haven't ripped it all out. I've ripped out to about here because now it starts to get a bit complicated because you're doing this bit, this part of the raglan sleeve is in just the sari as well. So yeah, it's a bit annoying to rip out too, but there we go. So I did do quite a lot of knitting before we went on our holidays because we went on the 28th, so I had a few days off beforehand. But I didn't want another disaster after my green one didn't work out as well as I wanted. But it's not a disaster, it's still wearable, but there we go. So after that happened, and I ripped out as much as I thought I could be bothered doing before we went on our holidays, rather than cast on another new thing, I did some spinning. So I spun up the bat that I got from Twisted Sister, which was a gradient bat, and I kept the gradient and I did it as a 3-ply, and I think it's really pretty. So it looks like it's 2 separates, but I promise it's a gradient in there. It's really pretty. There we go. See it a bit better there. So yeah, so this is one I got at retreat. Just not long ago. Yeah, so I really like that. It needs a wash. Still hasn't had its wash, so I need to do that. I have a feeling that some of the colour will come out because when I was spinning, my fingers got a bit pink. But yeah, it's really nice, and it had a lot of silk in it too, which I found different to spin with that much silk and so much quantity, because I was doing it fairly thinnish. It's worked out as about a DK, I think, double knit maybe, weight so far, which I haven't washed. It might go fatter. So yeah, the silk, I wasn't sure how thin to apply because you could have gone really thin, so I didn't. But yeah, that's my bit of spinning. I also did my sewing. So I talked about before Christmas. I did want to do a Christmas Eve podcast, and I got distracted setting tables and fluffing about really. I even did a little video of the Christmas tree as a starter, but yeah, anyway, I'll save it for next year. I did do my paper piecing for my Christmas runner. Oh, it was easy if you thought about it, but I'm not very good at thinking about how sewing is and how to put things together. It doesn't work in my head very well, and then I'm a bit, I'll just do it. and then I have to unpick it. And I found unpicking with paper sewn onto the material was kind of tricky because I wanted to keep the paper because I wanted to redo it. I'd only got one of each of the pattern printed, so I needed to save it and not mess it up. Anyway, this one is probably the best one. So that was my, and surprisingly it was the last one. The first one was, I think, this one. So this was the first one. Issues here. This should have been a bit further out, but I've caught it somehow when I've sewn it together. Lots of little ends. You can tell that I've unpicked that bit a couple of times because there's bits of cotton everywhere. So the first go was pretty good. The second go was looking all right, except over here. Over here I didn't do the fold really well, and my piece of material was too small. I did it over 2 days, and after I did the first one, then I did the second one, and then so obviously this is, I'm getting sick of it. I should have stopped, and I didn't because I wanted to finish it. Oh, this is why I didn't do a recording on Christmas Eve, because I was finishing this. Yeah, and then I did this one on the last day, and that one's much nicer, and it's almost good. Then it was like, right, so how do I stick them together? I'm not very good at quilting. I didn't think about, I guess because with the paper piecings you can just put random bits together, sew them, as long as the piece covers it, it's fine. So my trees themselves on the background weren't a perfect oblong, especially I think this one. Yeah, so I thought, right, I'll put a border around, but I didn't measure anything, so I just shoved some material around them like that. And then I thought, well, what do I do now? I know I put another border around, so this is where I measured, and that's when I realized how it wasn't going to measure nicely. So we've got a fat bit and we've got a thin bit, and we've got a no bit and another, well, that one's not too bad along there. The bits down the middle look kind of normal and okay. I did have to join bits that I cut randomly. When I showed it to Andrew, he goes, oh, that side looks good. So that was another piece of material I had for the back. So I just sewed it twice around and then down the middle just to attach it with a poinsettia on it and some lights around it. It looked really cool, and because I think someone said because the angles were all funny, it didn't matter about everything being off. And so I'm taking that. Oh, it was my friend in Picton. She said because because it was all like kind of random angles, it doesn't matter that none of this was quite right. Although I think that bit's a bit sad. Yeah, I think that's the only bit that I'm really upset about, that I would fix if I could. Otherwise, thoroughly enjoyed the process. It was really cool to learn something new. I might do that again, or something like that again. it did inspire me to do a bit of sewing. I don't know what though. So yeah, that was my sewing. Last little bits I've got, I had a present which I thought you might be interested in seeing because it's very cool. My sister bought me one of these little kits from Minerva in Wellington. I think I might have talked to you about them. Minerva's a fabulous shop in Wellington on Cuba Street, and it's just crafts, but it's mostly a bookshop, so it's a craft bookshop. But they also have these little kits of felting things, and oh, sorry, not felting, but felt craft kits. So you basically you embroider it and you sew it together. So it's a little pair, which I think is really cute. And they're ones that I ummed and ahed about getting last time I was there. This time Minerva wasn't open because of the holidays, and that was a bit of a shame. I was there for a couple of days, but yeah, so that's quite fun. And she also bought me a how to make your own beeswax wraps. So that's something else for me to do. Shopping whilst I was on the holes. Use my rattle. I went to the tannery in Christchurch, which is just a little shopping area in a kind of an old building, which is, I think it looks quite cool. And they had a wool shop there. This is, it was just called wool yarn fibre from the tannery. That's what the bag says anyway. And there's a lady there, I didn't meet her, but a lady called Anna who dyes a lot of fibre, and then everybody else spins it apparently, and then they sell the fibre and the spinning. So I bought some fibre. This is approximately 50 grams of merino and silk, and I think, Anna, I'm going to be using this in my blending board when I start blending. Is it blending? Yeah, my blending board. When I get to have it play with that. That'll be quite cool. And I also bought some mulberry silk as well to put in it. So this is a kind of a grey silvery colour and a greeny green colour. Yeah, there we go. So that's nice. So that was my purchases. Considering I haven't talked to you for 3 weeks, that's gone really quickly. So I haven't really, obviously, well, I suppose I've had to finish my DAF and this, or, you know, that's right. My Advent minis, it did take me a few goes to find something to make. So I have cast on a few things and then ripped them back. So I really like the painting waves that I'm doing, and the shark's tooth one, which is nearly finished. And I still have a load of minis left, which is very exciting. So next time I will endeavour to have my pom-pom garland finished, and also my shark's tooth will be done because I'll probably finish that today. And who knows, I might be making some good headway on those socks, and might even have got my crochet out again. There we go. Nothing on next weekend. The weekend after there is a spin-in Morrinsville, which I'm going to go over to, and I've got some traders there as well. I'm going to pick up a friend who's in Te Araha on the way, so she's about halfway. I'll just pop over the hill, pick her up, and we'll go over. I might probably see Mum and Dad too, since they're just not far from Morrinsville. Might see some of my friends from Auckland there too. It'll be very cool. Right, I think that's it. I have to go and get ready to go to work tomorrow, which kind of is a bit sucky. I'm making lunches, preparing so that I don't go out. I want to start the year making sure I have lunches to take rather than going to buy donuts and yummy things across the road. So I'm going to try to start as I mean to go on, healthily like that. It's got a bit hotter here today. It's been quite chilly actually. I got so much wear out of my love note over the last week because I only took that as a jersey because I thought, you know, it's summer, but it wasn't. It was like 13 degrees or 15 degrees. It was very chilly. I even had my tights on. Luckily, I did pack my tights, but I wore my jersey nearly every day. There was one day I didn't. So yeah, maybe I'll make another of those. It was very wearable, and I did enjoy wearing it. Probably helps with the colour because it's kind of got the dark with the bits of blue in it. Kind of looks black, but not really. Kind of petrol. Yeah. Anyway, I've started to blibble because I think, oh, should have more to talk about than I don't, so I'm going to go. You have a fabulous end of your summer holidays if you're on summer holidays, or winter holidays, or Christmas, New Year holidays, or working like me. Tomorrow, I'm going to leave you with some scenes of New Zealand. That's off the project, except it really is scenery from New Zealand. Some stuff that I took off the train. So some of the rolling hills and then some of the sea. Yeah, that's pretty if you want to watch it. Ka kite till next time. Bye bye.